my brake lights. Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it, put a couple bands on it, and I don't plan on letting people turn me. No, you can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past life, focus on my brake lights.
So that song has become your favorite sound every time. You already know what time it is. It's Breaking the Silence. When that song comes up, you're like, oh yes, where's my remote? Let me turn it up. Because those are my girls right there on the other side of the screen, and I know they got a show in store for me. And you are right.
Yes.
So thank you, faithful viewers, for knowing us so well. And for those who are just joining us, who are like, what is going on over there? My name is Francisca.
My name is Nori.
And I'm Angeli.
And we are Breaking the Silence. We are your girls. We are here to inform you, entertain you, and just give our best for them, right?
Oh, yes, 100%.
So today on the program, we're going to have a segment, Rose, Thorn, Bud. So we've done this a couple times. It's fun. It's interactive, and we also like to hear from our viewers what their rose, thorn, and bud is. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. When we get in the segment, we're going to explain more about the rose, thorn, and bud. But I think you'll enjoy it, and you'll get to know a little bit about us.
Yeah. True.
Things that irritate us. Things
Yeah.
that we look forward to.
A little thorn in the
about.
side, you know.
Yeah.
Get that out of there. All right, and then we have a special guest joining us here on the program. We're so excited to have her on, Lynda Hébert. She is an experienced nurse and wellness coach, and she has a book.
Yes,
And the title is, Hi. We'll be joining you in just a moment, so just stay there. We'll be getting with you shortly. But she does have a book titled Strong, Sane, and Sassy.
I know,
I said
and I
that.
saw
Just the name of it alone, I was like,
That's our kind of girl right there. That's our kind of girl. I said, all right, she didn't put it out there. I like it. But I was doing a little bit of research on her, and she's going to have some great stuff to be talking to us about.
I'm ready.
You definitely want to stay tuned with, so you're not going to want to miss this. And as we always do on Breaking the Silence, we got our
Question of the day.
So let us take a look. What is one thing you will not eat, no matter how good everyone says it is? And we already know Nori got her answer.
But she's going to say it later on, not now.
Listen,
As I was reading it, I was already hearing her say, oh, can I say mine?
Can I say mine?
Can I say mine?
No.
All right.
These questions of the day are for our 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th co-host there on the other side of the screen. We have them there for you. We do play along with you, but it is a question for you. So you can go ahead and scan our QR code and send us your responses. As you see on your screen, the QR code, there you go. Breaking the Silence _talk show. So you go there, leave us your responses, and we will read them on air. But if you say, hey, I just want to participate, but I don't want to be read on air, no problem. Put it in the comment.
Fine.
But we like to hear from them.
Oh, yeah, we still want to hear from you. What you got to say about that? Let us know.
Break
We're
the silence. Break the silence. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to let you digest everything that we just said, and we're going to come back with Rose, Bud, and Thorn.
Are you feeling like you're at the end of your rope? Has life become an endless series of problems with no relief in sight? You've reached out for help, but it feels like no one truly understands. Everyone seems to be so busy with their own lives, and you don't want to add your problems to their load. So many people feel exactly the same way, afraid to ask for help, worried about being judged, misunderstood, or becoming a burden. As a result, they stay silent, allowing their struggles to pile up until they can't take it anymore. Don't let things get to that point. You don't have to face this alone. Pick up the phone and reach out for help. Our 24-hour helpline is here for you, created to be a place of support and refuge for anyone feeling overwhelmed and hopeless. Call us at 1-888-332-4141 or text 1-888-312-4141. No matter what time or day, someone will always be there to listen and offer spiritual support. You won't be judged, and your problems will not be dismissed. We're here to help you find the strength to face your challenges. You are not alone. Let us help you find your way forward.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
So let us get to know our host a little bit better.
Yes.
The things that we enjoy, the things that are thorns in our sides, and
things that we look forward to.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is why we name it Rose,
Thorn,
and
Bud.
But before we go into it, I'm just going to break it down. So Rose is something good that has happened recently in your life, right? Then the thorn is something that is irritating, that is frustrating, something that you're currently dealing with, serious issue. Then bud is something that you are looking forward to. Something good, right? Forward to.
Yes.
All right?
All right.
All right, so let us see Angeli's first.
Rose? Okay, let's take a look. Okay,
All right.
so Rose. I was able to talk to an old friend after a long time.
Oh, that's nice. You
And
did
it was
some catching up.
Yeah, and it was so good because she sent me this video, which is an old video, and then just looking at it, I just had all smiles on my face, and I reminisced all the good times that we were together. So that was such a good thing that happened this week for me. So
Okay,
I'm really glad I
nice.
was able to talk to her.
All right.
So should I move on to
Yes,
the
go
thorn?
ahead to your
Okay,
thorn.
so thorn is one thing I really get annoyed is I'm easily distracted with a lot of things that's going on. So, I need to put some change. No, I'm kidding. Because I need to focus, and that is what I'm looking forward to because I found one way to actually keep me focused using timers. And I think I've spoken about it before. Like there's this Pomodoro technique, or there's this timers that you take a break and then you focus on your work. So that's one thing that I'm seeing, working for me, and I'm going to continue it, and I'm looking forward to do it, the following weeks.
Okay,
So,
interesting.
Okay.
All right,
I
thank you
like
for
it.
sharing your Rose,
I like
Thorn,
it.
and Bud.
All right.
Francisca.
Oh.
Hot seat.
We'll go to mine. We'll go to mine, no problem. Let us take a look at mine. I got to I got to see my nephew's second grade play. He had a few lines. It was so cute. It was so
it?
cute.
Yeah.
He was a little surfer dude. He had his little mohawk going on, his sunglasses. He had a few lines. He's like, "Let's go catch a wave, dude." Oh, it was the cutest thing because I don't always get to spend time with my family and see them. So for those little things, I was like, no, I have to go. I'm not going to miss his little play. And seeing all those kids.
And just a little spoiler too, I had to tell her to get off her phone because
the viewers don't need to know
where she
all
was.
of
I
this.
didn't know where she was.
That's a little TMI.
So I ended up texting her, and she told me where she was, and I was like, "Get off your phone!"
Because I sent a message, and she's like, "Why?" She's my thorn, guys. She is my thorn.
Oh, you should have wrote
put my name
Nori.
there.
Yeah,
I
you should
should have
put
put Nori.
And spell
There
it
we
N-O-R.
go.
right.
So then my thorn is not getting back to the gym after falling off. So, something happened, and then I fell out of my routine, and I'm back.
What happened to the car?
You're back.
It just went straight and passed
Telling
by
you,
the.
my car be having to struggle sometimes. It just don't want to take me to the gym. Yeah,
right.
it's a serious problem. I keep taking it to the mechanic, but they're just like, I don't know. There's something wrong with your car. So maybe it's me, but I need to get back to the gym. And then my bud is prioritizing my time better so I can make time for everything. Because sometimes
Time management.
yes,
Yeah.
I give more time to something else and then other things lack. When I need to have more balance,
Yeah.
so that I can be, more centered with myself, because it feels good when you take care of other areas of your life and not just focus on that one thing. It really does help you to think clear and be less stressed and
It's so true. I agree
breathe.
with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Because
So-
sometimes we set ourselves to do so many things, and we do a little bit of everything, but at the end of the day, we didn't finish. We didn't accomplish any of it.
Yeah,
And that's
what
frustrating.
What is that saying? Like a master of somebody. Somebody
Jack
who
of
can,
all trades,
is
yeah.
a master of nothing, because it's like he can do so many things, but he's not good at any
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So now let's see Nori.
My rose, my thorn, and my bud. All right, so my rose is I have managed to be consistent with my skincare routine, and I can see the results.
Oh, can we see? That's why we see you glowing.
Glowing, glowing. Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you. And it kind of motivated me even more. Sometimes I can be extremely tired or whatever, and I'm like, I have to do my skincare routine, and I'm like, let me get up and do it. But then I feel good, so I'm being consistent with it. So that's good. Yay.
Yeah.
All right, and my thorn. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
and
I
I
think
know
it's
y'all
mine
agree
too.
with me on this. When I can clearly see people bend over backwards to be nosy. Like, just mind your business.
Please.
Please. Does it concern you? No. Sometimes you can see people doing the most, and you can see it. They're doing the most for something that doesn't even concern them. Listen, just let it be. Go take care of your life. All right, so that's my thorn, y'all.
She got a little.
Any
heated.
advice on it, please let me know.
Yeah,
And my bud is not to dwell on things people say that won't edify me.
Okay.
Yes, because a lot of times, we, especially as women, it's so easy for us to kind of like dwell on things or what things you hear. It can be a comment, it can be whatever it is, and sometimes we just take it and we just keep it. And if it's not gonna help you in anything, just let it go. Keep it going, keep doing you,
Put it in the trash can,
There
right?
you go, and keep it moving. So yeah, that's mine. All right.
So those are our rose, thorn, and bud. So you got to know us a little bit better. But we want to hear from you, viewers. We want to hear what your rose, thorn, and bud is. We would love to hear from you. But while you send in your responses, we're going to take a quick break.
All right.
And we're going to be right back with our special guest, Lynda Hébert. So stay tuned for that.
All right.
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work. What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
Everything I do it for you.
Mom, love you all.
No, it's true. Everything I do it for
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Known as the first state to sign the U.S. Constitution, home of tax-free shopping, and the second smallest state in the United States, this is Delaware. From its colonial beginnings to its modern-day charm, Delaware has plenty of stories to tell. You can begin to write a new story today by visiting the Universal Church here in Delaware at 807 North Union Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19805. Moving on to the captivating state of Virginia, established in 1607 as the first English colony in what would later become the United States, Virginia is home to 8 million residents. The state capital, Richmond, hosts one of our universal churches. Embark on a new journey by visiting us at 200 East Belt Boulevard, Richmond, Virginia, 23224. Lastly, let's explore Connecticut. Renowned as the birthplace of the hamburger and the site of the first U.S. subway, standing as the third smallest state alongside Delaware, Connecticut thrives as a vibrant cultural center that many families call home. Bring your loved ones to our Connecticut location at 324 Madison Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut 06604. Our doors are open for everyone. Come as you are, because there is hope for you.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
All right, so welcome back to Breaking the Silence. Let us join our special guest here on the program, Lynda Hébert.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be able to talk to you and to find out more about your book and why you titled your book Strong, Sane, and Sassy. That title got me at the beginning. I said, oh, I know this interview is going to be good with a title like that. So can you tell me a little bit about your title, about your book, and what inspired you to write this book?
Sure. So it's a book that's designed for women. I mean, it's for everyone, men and women, because we all have a body that we live in and we have a soul. But it's designed for women because I believe that our true health begins in knowing our own voice, really authentically connecting with who we truly are, who God designed us to be. And so I use strong, sane, and sassy because strong to me represents our physical body. We need to be strong in our physical body, but also our emotional health, our mental health, our spiritual health. And of course, we want a sane, a clear thinking, focused mind. God's given us that clear mind, that we have that sense of love and focus. And sassy represents being true to our own voice and values. And I think that's really important because as women, we're doing so much, and oftentimes we just neglect really paying attention to what's going on inside of us. So all three parts of ourselves are all equally important: our mind and our body and our spirit. So I use those three adjectives to describe what a woman is who is strong and healthy in her mind, in her body, and in her spirit.
Wow.
That's great. But Lynda, you got to this point and now you're successful, you were an author, but give us a little backstory on how you started, what brought you here at this point, because you wrote this book with a lot of experiences from the past. So give us a little bit, not the whole entire thing, but maybe like a summary of what really happened to you and got you to this point.
Okay, so I understand that our stories, we all have our own story, and it becomes a part of who we are. And so when we look at our lives and the gifts that God's put inside of us, for me, I developed a passion to want to live in true health, real health, from the inside out, from a cellular level on up. And what ignited that passion was losing my brother and my sister, my younger brother and my older sister. And they went through some really hard, difficult circumstances in their lives. And it was all due to their lifestyle habits. They had some very poor lifestyle habits. And as a result, they had some really hard things going on with their health and well-being. My sister developed chronic schizophrenia, and my brother developed a drug addiction. And then eventually he got better and then developed leukemia. And he was doing well. He was on his way to law school, and then he developed leukemia. And I gave him my bone marrow, and it didn't work. He passed away. And so I wanted more than anything to understand the root, how we develop true health, foundational health in every part of our being, our mind, our body, and my spirit. So that started my journey. Then I went on to college. I went to Ohio State and got my nursing degree, and just worked in various fields and really got to understand the power of our body. Our body is magnificent. It's so intelligent. It works so well. But what happened was I was disillusioned because I saw that what was happening out in the medical world, as far as in the hospitals and the settings that I worked in, we really weren't getting to the root problem of what was hurting people's health. And so I began to do more investing on my own. I went into health and wellness on a different level, on a preventative level, and then just a long journey of studying and researching. And I just developed an understanding of that health becomes within us. We have to get to a place of wanting to live in truth in all parts of our being, our body, our mind, and our spirit. And so our lifestyle habits are very, very important. And it's amazing how much lifestyle habits, what we do with our own body, what we do with our own body, our own habits, have such an impact on our health and well-being.
Wow, that is amazing. And you mentioned feeling the natural urge to press forward and ignore, your body, signals for a long time. Can you go a little bit more into details? You spoke about that, and at the same time, I can kind of relate because I've seen many people personal in my life that they've gone through the same thing. A lot of times we can see symptoms, we can see signs or whatnot, but we tend to kind of brush it off, push it to the side, ignore it. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Oh, absolutely. This is absolutely my favorite thing to talk about for women, because we tend to do that. And that's what really impacted me when I was on this journey. I began to understand that I was living from a place of a lack of integrity because I wasn't paying attention to what my own body was telling me. I was suppressing my own voice by just dismissing my own body's signals. And our body's very intuitive. If we listen, we'll know exactly what we need. We'll figure out what to eat, what our body loves as far as moving, and what our body is telling us is so important. But we have to learn to recognize our body's signals. And so it really starts with a place of some reflection. We have to get honest with ourselves. And I think that is the foundation of true health, is honesty within. Why am I doing, and what do I believe, and what do I really want for myself? And do I want to live truly healthy the way God designed us? We're to live an abundant life, and that doesn't mean perfect circumstances, but we're designed to live with life and vitality. And it's usually our habits that keep us from that. And so with compassion, like God has compassion on us, we need to look and examine our own lives and see where we are not listening to our own soul, to our own body speak to us, and prepare and give our body and our soul that what it's asking for. And that's a process. We have to learn how to do that. And I lay that out in my book. It's one of my habits, and that you have to learn how to understand your body's signals. And once you do, you will have the most beautiful relationship with your body. You'll just own your own health. And it doesn't happen overnight. But it is a process, a daily step-by-step process. And it starts with getting truth, inward truth about your habits and about being honest with yourself about what needs to change. And that's from a place, again, of not of judgment, of compassion.
Okay.
So, I think that's really interesting. I've always heard that it's important to have that mind and body connection. You need to be able to have both. But a lot of the times we don't get the proper steps on how to do it or what that even looks like. And I know we don't want to give away all of the secrets, right? Because it's in your book. But can you give one step that somebody can start implementing today to start having that body and mind connection, to start being able to have these habits and start living a healthier life?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, our mind, body, and spirit are always connected. One part of us is always, we are not fragmented people. We are whole people. But we want to live as whole people and recognize that. So yes, one simple habit is take deep breaths during your day. When you are taking slow, deep breaths, it slows down your central nervous system. You become more aware, more fully present, and that brings you to a place of being really honest about where you are, when you're thinking, how does your body feel, and what is it you need right now. So that is one simple way, but there are many others as well. But deep breathing is a very easy thing that all of us can do.
Lynda, I want to ask this question about rest. How important
about
is
what?
Rest. rest.
Okay.
How important it is for your well-being. What is the important role that it plays for you to have that mind and body connection?
Oh, that's such a good point. Rest is huge. And I think what we have this mindset, especially in our hustle culture, that we're not being productive when we're resting. And it's the exact opposite. All of the studies show that when we take time to rest, we are actually, we are resetting ourselves. We're going to have more creativity juices flow later. We're going to have more of a body that can function for us well. So not only does rest do great things for our soul, but it also does for our mind and our body. And what I've learned about rest is we have to schedule rhythms of rest in our day, in our week, in our months, in our year, because it's so easy to push rest out and not to know how productive rest is. And each person has to find out, how do I feel rested? We're all different. For some people, it's just going to be getting out in nature. For some people, it'll just be doing nothing, just laying down. And for some people, it might be doing something very playful. You have to find what you need in order to feel rested.
I appreciate that because I mean, we've talked about it before on our show, the importance of rest. But like you said, everybody's always in such a rush trying to get so many things done that they always push rest to the side, and then they wonder why they get sick, they get burnt out, they get stressed. But you have given us so much great information, but we're going to have to take a quick break, but we're going to be right back with more. So please stay with us, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
It's important to get a flu shot each and every year because flu viruses are constantly changing and immunity from the vaccine decreases over time. Flu vaccines are updated annually to work against that year's viruses. The best time to get your shot is in the fall, but getting it later can still help. Getting a flu shot lowers your risk of getting sick, and if you do happen to get flu, it's likely to be less severe.
Breaking the Silence. Real women, real conversations, real time. Empowering, motivating, and inspiring you live throughout the week. But we know life gets busy, and you shouldn't have to miss a single moment. Check out watch.ulfn.org/breakingthesilence. Your one-stop destination to catch up, rewatch, and relive your favorite episodes anytime. Unfiltered conversations, influential guests, life-changing moments. All just a click away. Why miss out when you can experience Breaking the Silence over and over again on your time? Start watching today.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. A My Social Security account allows you to access your earnings history and benefits information, request a replacement Social Security card, get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Tempted at his weakest.
Go on. Prove you're the Son of God.
Betrayed by his closest.
I don't want to hear another word about the Messiah.
And judged by his own.
Why are you so surprised? Jesus always did what he wanted.
Committing adultery.
Don't you dare insult me or my son!
Experience the life of Jesus from your own screen in HD. Jesus Series. Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Exclusively on the Living Faith Network.
Don't worry. That's it. It's my little baby.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
The passion behind this book started early in my life without me even realizing it. My only beloved teenage sister developed chronic schizophrenia and spent the rest of her life in psychiatric institutions. And my younger teenager brother fell into a drug addiction that wreaked havoc on his body, his mind, and his soul. And he eventually developed leukemia, and I donated my bone marrow, which was unable to save him as he passed away. So this fire ignited within me. I wanted to learn everything I could about true health, about wholeness. I wanted it for myself, and I wanted it for everyone else.
Amazing.
Wow, and as you see, that is Lynda, our special guest, and that is her story about what has driven her to writing this book and being so invested in teaching people how to have overall wellness in your mind, body, and spirit. And Lynda, we always talk about here on the show about how people can have terrible things happen to them in their lives, whether it affects them directly, it happens to them, it happens to a family member. Unfortunately, this happened to your family members. And what happened was it steered you in this direction. So now it built this passion, this desire inside of you to be able to help so many other people. So it's like your family is being lived on through this passion of yours. And I really do appreciate you being here and sharing your story and being so open about it. But actually on our break, we were talking about before the commercial break, was about how important rest really is for our body, mind, and spirit. So Nori actually had another question to ask you, so I'm gonna let her ask the question.
Yes, so when it comes to resting, because, you know, life is always busy. You know, especially if you're a mom, you have a family, you have a house to take care of and everything.
Yes.
You don't get your proper rest during the evening. So would it be okay, is it still fine, okay, to get your like in between maybe power naps throughout the day or whenever you can to ensure you're getting rest? Would that be considered, or would that apply as also getting that rest?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the most important thing is you pay attention to your body.
Okay.
And what your body needs. And when you tune in and you give your body that rest, your body always knows. And so you intuitively go with your gut. When you need to rest, you rest. And I'll tell you the other thing about rest that I didn't bring up. That's when things begin to surface for us, when we can see things more clearly. And that's when we get our healthiest, when we let things that we don't know that are there, that are holding us back from living truly healthy and well, why we do what we do, they surface, and we need to be able to take the time so those things can surface for us. And another way of resting, because I know you're a busy mom, and even in a car as you're driving, taking deep breaths in a quiet car can really rest your mind.
You see, we got to breathe in life. Like, we're so busy running around, sometimes we don't even have time to breathe. We have no time to breathe. We're just stressed out all of the time. So it is definitely important to make sure that we take that break and we breathe. So now I'm going to change the subject over just a little bit. I want to get into gut health. So gut health has a huge impact, right, on our overall well-being, even the way that we feel, our mental clarity, everything. I think they even compare it to as like your second brain, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. We have this big ecosystem in our gut. And the way we are designed, the way our gut's designed, it is our secret power, our secret superpower for our health. And so we really have to tend to our gut. We have to notice what's going on. Remember, 90% of our brain chemicals are serotonin. If you have a happy gut, you're going to feel happy. And our immune system is developed in our gut. So it's really important that and all of our food is absorbed in our gut, and all of our waste products go out. So it is a place that we have to give good attention to. And it really is amazing how much the microbiome in our gut and keeping our gut healthy ensures a healthy body, mind, and spirit.
So Lynda, can you give our viewers or listeners some tips or some easy steps in how they can take care of their gut health?
Yes. So our gut loves real food. So as long as it's whole food, we're doing wonders for our gut. What confuses our gut and what causes chaos is when we consume processed foods, because there's no enzymes there to break it down. And oftentimes, our gut can become, it's permeable for the things that are supposed to be come through. But sometimes those things that are not supposed to come through our gut do. And so we have to be very aware of when we are poisoning our own body. And I know that sounds really strong to say poisoning, but once you start to recognize, your gut will tell you what is working for you and what's not, what foods are working for you and what's not. Some of us are sensitive to certain foods, so we just have to pay attention to our gut, try to eat primarily whole foods, and you will feel better. Now, if you're bloated, if you're having some cramping, pay attention to what you've just consumed, because that's probably what's causing it. Our gut also loves, believe it or not, a healthy mindset. Our mind impacts our health so much. Our gut and our brain, our mind, are constantly interacting. So we need to stay on a mindset that is non-toxic, that is healthy and good, and our microbiome love that.
Interesting. So would that be considered doing a body scan, or how can a person, like if a person has no idea at all what they're doing, how to get started, how can they do a body scan, like a complete body scan, so they can better understand, their nervous system, just every and any part of their body?
I love that. So I laid that out in my book, and I want to tell you that it is simple. So the main thing when it comes to your health, no matter what you're doing, is just get started. Just take one small baby step. That could be the most important step of your life. You don't have to do everything perfectly. Just start paying attention. And again, when you're doing a body scan, you start with sitting still. You can lay down, you can sit still. You start with deep breathing. Remember that when you actually take advantage of your lungs and what they do, the oxygen that gets delivered all throughout your body, it calms your central nervous system. So you can begin to notice your own body. A body scan, you go from the top of your head, the crown of your head, to your toes, and you notice each part of your body. You notice your forehead, you notice your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. You're noticing what you're feeling all throughout your body, and you're beginning to notice tension. And so when you start to be able to tune into your body's tension, that tension usually is a sign of something that we're holding on to that we need to let go, because it's hurting us. It's hurting our body, it's hurting our mind, and it's causing inflammation. So we need to tend to that tense part of our body. And the same goes with your respiration. When you learn how to notice when you're having shallow breathing, notice when your breathing might feel tight. Those kinds of things are telling you your central nervous system, you're in a sympathetic, you're in a fight or flight. And that's what we're trying to shift ourselves out of. We want to shift into the parasympathetic mode, because that's when our body is repairing and doing all of those wonderful things to keep us strong and healthy. But if we're in constant fight or flight, our muscles are tense, we have a little bit more of a rapid heart rate, we might be breathing a little bit more shallow. Our body is just trying to get ready to fight or flight, and so it's not doing any of the reparative things, and there's a lot of inflammation, a lot of cortisol is being produced. So the whole idea of learning how to listen to your body is so you can calm yourself down. And every single one of us can do that.
That is so important. Now I want to get your thoughts and your opinion on this concept of the perfect diet. Now I know everybody says this is the perfect diet, this is what you need to do, you need to eat this food, you need to cut back on here, you need to eat this and not eat that. But I just want from you wellness, and you know everything about the wellness and health. What is your idea of this concept of the perfect diet?
Okay, well, that is just not my philosophy. I don't believe in a perfect diet because I think I don't think there is such thing as a perfect diet, but I think everyone has a particular diet design that is good for them. And it's up to each person to figure that out themselves. And it's not that hard if you're eating whole foods. Now, we do need to have good sources of protein. We need to have enough protein. And if I were to ever pick a diet, if I had to, I'd say the Mediterranean diet is one of my favorites because of the omega-3s that are in there, and the olive oil, the salmon, the healthy fish, and then avocados, leafy greens. Those things are going to give you energy, and they're going to help your brain work well. So you want to think about a diet that energizes you. And if you notice what drains you and what energizes you, you're going to get a pretty good idea of what kind of diet works well for you. And if you're staying away from processed foods and really reducing your sugar and your white flour. Sugar and white flour, they just don't do anything for us. They tend to give us quick highs and deep lows, and they're just not nutritious. There's not a lot of nutrition in there. So we're looking for things, again, that our microbiome love, and our microbiome will reward us with feeling good, happiness, and our body will reward us with energy when we're eating a good diet. So start small. We don't like big changes.
Right.
We want to make our changes slow and small, and we want to set ourselves up for success when we're starting to change our diet.
That's great.
Yeah, I think that is one of the huge takeaways. It's because when getting on the whole thing about diets, when people want to I'm going to get healthy this week, I'm going to get healthy this year, this is going to be my year, they throw away everything in their pantries, everything in their refrigerators, they do a whole overhaul. But that's not really what they need to do, right? Because when you make these big, huge, drastic changes, a lot of the times you don't stick to that routine, you don't stick to that habit. And I was watching some of your videos, you did mention the importance of writing down your habits, right? And doing small habits, doing them small and taking small steps, right? Can you tell us just a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. Like if you're just trying to get more movement in your life, and you feel like you don't even have the energy to go walk around your block, start with walking to your mailbox one day. And then the next day, go to the second mailbox down the road, and then the third. So the point is and then you go around the block. And then eventually your energy level will increase and you'll want to go more. And so the idea is you start small and you stay consistent. And the most important thing is that you celebrate what you're doing well. Because our mindset is hugely important, and we need to have a really good self-talk when we're in the process of changing. And it's a process, and none of us ever get it down perfectly. We just won't. But we start small, we make those changes, we stay consistent, and that's what's important. And I don't believe, our body, there's so much ebb and flow, and so when it comes to, some days you're going to have the energy to go out and run 3 miles. And some days you're going to need to rest. So again, it's paying attention to your body, but make sure you're moving your body. God made us with limbs. We have limbs that are supposed to move. So the most important thing about movement is you just want to move as much as you can throughout your day. You don't worry if you don't go to the gym. Just do some squats, do some sit-ups. Just move your body and move your joints, and you're going to feel better.
Now, for someone who's a wellness coach, you speak about true health. Do you have any pick-me-up or a cheat day or a little indulgence here and there, or what is it? If you could share it.
Oh, yes, I sure do. So my philosophy, yes. First of all, I think everything you eat, you should enjoy. I don't put anything in my mouth that I don't enjoy eating because food is made for us to enjoy it. And believe it or not, your taste buds will change. The healthier the food you eat, you'll begin to crave it because your body just gets so much energy from it. But my thing that I believe, what I say is the 90-10 rule. 90% of the time, we eat, just purely nutritious food. but we have a soul too. And so we need to enjoy those times of just enjoying a moment of, chocolate cake with our grandchildren, or, our family, with my husband. We might be having a special time, and we just want to have something that we really enjoy together. And so I am not no sugar at all. Some people believe that, and they might need to, but that's not me.
Okay, interesting. And over the years, you have given people so many advices and helped so many people. Is there any wellness advice that you live by every single day? Would you mind sharing that with us?
Absolutely. I would say that your mindset, the narrative that you have in your mind that you carry, especially about yourself, is a huge indicative of your health. And because you're so valuable, each one of us is so valuable. We have so much worth. And so the way that we talk to ourselves is hugely important. So I try to be aware of what's going on in my mind and shift my mind from any thought that is just not true or worthy of who my own value. And of course for other people too. But I think as women, if we really pay attention to the narrative going on in our mind, we want to really guard and protect our minds from anything that just doesn't build us up, who we truly are.
Awesome.
You have given us so much great information and insight and tips to be able to take care of our body, mind, and soul as a whole. But you do have a book, which we were talking about earlier in the program. So can you tell our viewers where they can find this book? Because I know, like myself, they're definitely interested in reading it and finding out more about all the great information that is in that book.
Great. Well, thank you. Yes, Strong, Sane Sassy is on Amazon, and that's probably your best place to order it. I know you can order it online at Walmart and some other places, but it's right there, so you can go order it on Amazon.
Well, great. Well, can you give our viewers your information, where that they can follow you, where they can find you, and get more information about just living wholesome lives altogether?
Yes, so I have a website. It's Lynda Hébert, my first and last name.com, LYNDAHEBERT.com. It's Wild About Wellness, but you'll find me at lindahebert.com, and I'm on Instagram at Lynda_Hébert, again, HEBERT_. And anyone can email me anytime. My passion is just connecting with women and talking about really getting truly authentically who we are designed to be, because that's the most healthiest we can be.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the program and just shining so much light about wellness and health, and to be able to take care of ourselves. I know that there's going to be so much more great stuff coming from you, and we definitely look forward to hearing from you again. But thank you so much for joining us here on the program today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. You guys are so great.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we are going to have to take a quick break. We're going to go into a commercial break right now, and we will be right back with our question of the day.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back.
The biggest, most convincing mistake of all time is the belief that everyone is a child of God. But how could this idea be true when there is so much evil, injustice, and chaos in the world? How could a loving God bear children who spew hatred and instigate war? How could God be the father of those who do the very things that he condemns? If God were merely human, this could be attributed to some genetic flaw. But since God is perfect, how can we reconcile the existence of so many imperfect children? In Are We All God's Children?, Edir Macedo answers these and other questions and describes the three types of people in the world, their characteristics, their conflicts, how each of us can become a child of God, and much more. Request a copy of this book with a $25 gift donation. Call 1-888-691-2291. An enlightening book that will lead you to discover the true paternity of your soul.
What a great interview. Thank you so much once again, Lynda, for joining us here on the program and just talking about wellness and health. You hear so many people talk about you got to eat right, you got to work out, you need to listen to your stomach, you need to listen to your body. But when somebody brings it all together in the way that she did, it really shows like, the importance of listening and being in tune with your body.
So let's take a breath right now.
Hold on.
You know when she started.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, you're still doing. Do you still need more time?
Wait. It was so funny though because when she was speaking about taking in deep breaths, I can see Francisca just taking in.
She's really practically practicing it.
Hey,
Lynda, thank you so much.
That's what I need to do. I'm gonna do it. We need to take more breaths because we breakfasts. We need to take more breakfasts. How do you say it? Breaths.
Deep breaths.
Deep breath.
Deep breath.
Deep breath. Well, okay. Well, I have my own twist on the word, you know.
And her book too.
Yes. Definitely go and get her book on Amazon. It's going to have some great information there, as you can see from the
overall
interview.
Wellness. Overall, the whole package.
Overall,
the whole
body
package.
scan.
There you go.
Let us get into our question of the day now. So for all of our viewers who are joining us and didn't get to hear it, it is, what is one thing you will not eat no matter how good everyone says it is? And Nori already has her answer, but we're not going to give it yet. We're going to read the responses from our viewers. So let us take a look at Pearl. I've had so many people offer me pimento cheese, and every time I gag.
Why?
Pimento cheese.
Pimento cheese is good.
I mean, it's not bad. I just can't have it because it's just cheese.
Yeah, I like pimento cheese.
I think it would be pretty good. I don't know.
I mean, I like cheese.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Pearl. All right, we have our next comment, which is from April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. What is that?
Natto. I've heard about it.
They're fermented soybeans. Pretty popular in Japan. I just can't get behind it. Girl, I think I'm going to agree with you on that. I don't know what that is. I don't think I've ever seen it before. But just because you're saying it, I'm going to go ahead and take your word for it, girl. I wouldn't have that either. We are on the same page. Thank you so much, April. All right, now.
All right, where's the other one we got?
For Lisa, from Lisa, any kind of bug, like tarantulas or crickets. You're getting the side eye from me if you eat that.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, if you grew up in the countryside, well, it's kind
you know, in
you don't
some
have a
places, they're considered, how do
delicacy.
you say? Yeah.
Delicacy.
Yeah,
No.
in my country, yes.
I had a cousin who had fried frog legs one time.
Well, people eat that in Louisiana. They say they're delicious.
I'm sorry. You would never catch me eating that. And there goes my answer.
So is that your answer?
But
yes,
frog legs?
there goes my answer.
But if you look at frog legs, there's not much meat
like
there.
chicken.
No.
They really
I'm sorry.
do taste
Girl,
like
they say everything tastes like chicken.
No, but no, seriously.
They say everything tastes like chicken. Everything does not taste like chicken. Everything does not taste like chicken.
Can you
That's
just
a
picture
lot.
that? Eating fried frog legs? No. I'm sorry.
So for me, I'm with the viewer about eating bugs and stuff like that. Now, if somebody put a snake or something on my plate, I don't want the fish head on my plate looking at me when I'm about to eat it. Like, no. I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
I'm good.
For me, it's pickles.
Pickles, no pickles? Oh my goodness.
Forever pickles?
Yeah.
So there it goes.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've had a great show in store for you. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.